Our Russia for Your Horror Nights team have already covered it, but myself, Chris and Lee want to talk about Horror Nights Nightmares Spec map, version 1.0. We've got a little things with Seth, and as it's a slow news week, we'll cover the complete guide to the Transformers The Ride 3D. This is episode 448 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hey everyone, welcome back to another show. We are so close to 450. Oh, I'm so excited. Better one before that though. So I'm your host Night Tracy, and with me I have Lee.
It would have been so awesome if 450 and 10 years would have lined up, and it's literally one episode out but gutted. But hello everyone. I
did try and persuade you to just do an extra bonus episode for everybody, but you wouldn't. You know, lazy arse. We also have Chris.
Hey, what's up?
And of course we have Michelle.
Hello everybody.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good.
Excellent.
Good.
Phenomenal.
Awesome.
You weren't kidding when you said it's a slow news week. There's nought.
No. Not a lot. No, there's not a lot. There's just nothing.
Not really.
Yeah. Not a lot. Let's just hand it over to Seth then for little things.
Hi, this is Seth Kabursky from the Unofficial Guides, and I'm here to bring you a Passover edition of all the little things that are new around the Universal Orlando Resort. Going to start off in City Walk, where if you're a fan of the Coke Freestyle soda system, you can now refill your cups at the Coke Icon kiosk in the center of City Walk. Also in City Walk, the former Universal Studios store is now the Universal Legacy store, and more retro props and artifacts from the parks are being installed inside every day. They've recently added some great reminders of the Ghostbusters and E.T. attractions, and there's even one of the transformation pods from the old Fly finale of the Horror Makeup Show. Be sure to check it out on your way in or out of the parks. Hopefully this new Legacy store will continue to operate even once the large new Universal Studios store opens up. If you're heading into the parks, it's been a really busy few weeks at Universal Orlando. Spring break crowds mean that the parks have shut their gates multiple times in recent days. Keep in mind that when the parks reach capacity, annual pass holders are the first ones to be shut out. There is a standby line when the parks close for annual pass holders and people holding multiple day tickets. Guests who are staying at on-site hotels have priority access, and those who have a date-specific ticket and are on the first day of that ticket can also use the hotel entrance. Ask a team member if you have any questions. Alright, heading inside the parks at Universal Studios Florida, the Beetlejuice preview merchandise that had been sold as a teaser for Halloween Horror Nights 30 has virtually sold out in the store at the exits of the Horror Makeup Show and Bourne Stuntacular. About the only thing left is a Loungefly bag. Next up is a little thing that is a big thing if you're a parent. The child swap rooms at most attractions at Universal Orlando are once again available. During the pandemic, the parent and child had to wait outside the attraction while the second parent rode, but now guests can once again use the child swap rooms near boarding, which are a lot more efficient and also a lot more fun. Attention ice cream fans, the Haagen-Dazs ice cream shop in the New York area of Universal Studios Florida has officially opened. It is right next to the Starbucks and serves a full array of Haagen-Dazs treats. In other frozen dairy dessert-related news, the former Dipping Dots stand in Toon Lagoon has been completely removed, opening up a new pathway to the back of the Bilge-Rat Barge's locker area. Also in Toon Lagoon, Comic Strip Cafe reopened for spring break guests, and Dudley Do Right's Ripsaw Falls returned to service after its annual refurbishment. Annual pass holders who stop by the large store in Toon Lagoon starting April 1st can pick up this month's free annual pass holder pin, which pays tribute to the Birdie Bots jelly beans available in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. The pin can also be picked up at the pass holder lounge in Universal Studios Florida, but you'll usually have a longer wait there. Speaking of the Wizarding World, Breakfast is currently back at the Three Broomsticks. It had been suspended for a while, but they're once again serving breakfast in the mornings, at least through the busy period. Heading around to Marvel Superhero Island, I'm happy to report that the extended refurbishment of Spider-Man's entrance has finally finished, and guests are back to using the normal entry to the queue. And even better, the fireball effect inside the ride, which had been disabled for quite some time, is back and looking bigger and better than ever. I also want to note that both Spider-Man and Transformers have resumed filling the center row of each ride vehicle with guests. During the pandemic, those middle rows had been left empty, but with the spring break crowds, they've started filling every available row. And of course, it's not a little things without a stop in Jurassic Park, where the Velocicoaster is testing almost daily. Guests are now able to cross the bridge between the Lost Continent and Jurassic Park to get a view of the testing roller coaster from underneath its loops, and can even hear some of the background music drawn directly from the Jurassic World soundtracks. Finally, I noticed that they installed large lockers in the lower level of the Jurassic Park Discovery Center, which is currently being used as a Universal Orlando annual pass holder dining room. These lockers are similar to the ones that are available for a fee at most attractions that require lockers and offer free small ones. The rumor is that small lockers are going to be integrated into the queue of the Velocicoaster, and you'll be able to access them immediately before and after riding the ride. But these large lockers look like a way for guests who have a backpack to put it away before even getting in the queue. Alright, that'll do it for this time. You can find me on the interwebs at Kuberski or at the UG Series. And you can pick up a copy of the 2021 Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando at theunofficialguides.com. Until next time, I'm Seth Kuberski, and I'm keeping an eye on all those little things for you.
There's quite a bit to digest there.
As there always is.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
There always is.
Yeah.
Universal Legacy Store. That's a weird name.
I kind of like it.
I'd like it, but I don't think they're going to keep it around, to be honest.
You think?
Oh, really?
I mean,
but they're moving all those. They're moving all those props and things in there, though. That would be a lot of work for it to be temporary. No,
we've seen them do it like at Bourne before when they set up a bunch of stuff there, and just to kind of keep people busy in the in between time.
You mean they've moved all the stuff that's either too expensive or nobody wants from Williams, the prop shop over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably the statue of Chance out there.
Probably.
Yeah.
I like the idea behind it. I think we posted a photo update on our blog about it, and it does look pretty cool. There's some pretty awesome stuff in there. It's kind of like the first tribute store for Horror Nights they did back for 2015. It's that kind of thing. I hope they keep it there, to be honest, and do more retro merch, because there is a massive calling for it now. People want it.
Yep.
Yeah, and some of those items in the prop shop I have thought about buying before, not anything super expensive, but like, a jar or something, but I don't want to carry that around the park. So the location outside in City Walk is perfect.
Yes.
Because then you can grab something on your way out and you don't have to lug it around all day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I think they should just integrate that with the new store, because I mean, they did take like 3 or 4 stores just to make that one new one. So get rid of this other one, the old one, and turn it into something else. Put another little fast food spot or something different in there. Like there's enough gift shops in the parks.
It seems strange that they would go to the effort to rename it and put all this stuff in it to then close it down in 2 months when the new one opens, or however long it is, rather than just leave it as it was.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
Or maybe it just hasn't been claimed by another
possibly
merchandiser yet, and once it's leased, they'll take it out.
Yeah.
The bean counters know what they're doing back there.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I need to ask, these child swap things, what do you get to swap your child for? Is there a choice of things, or do you just...
ride on the roller coaster.
I was looking more for a churro or something like that.
Wand.
No, they take that. Yeah, that's a good swap.
Yeah, I love the child swap rooms. Actually, Chris and Alexa helped me with that quite a lot. They got to experience with it with Chrissa, and Alexa sorted Chrissa in her house, her Harry Potter house, while Chris and I rode. Yeah, so I love the child swap concept at Universal. It's awesome that you can stay together as a family when, through the lines and everything, especially in those Harry Potter rides, because there's a lot to see for kids. But and Chrissa enjoys that. And then the swap part is super fast because you're right there at the entrance to the ride. So love it.
I'm trying to think. The only one we've used, I want to say, was the Mummy. With Jade's the only one I can think that we've used. Yeah. I will point out, if anybody heard a snort during Little Things, it's because Tracy found it incredibly hilarious that Spider-Man was now open after having his entrance refurbed.
Tracy's feeling super mature today.
Oh, yeah. I've laughed until I've cried.
Look, she started giggling. It took me 30 seconds of holding it in to actually, the snort came out. I couldn't hold it in anymore.
And his fireball is back and bigger than ever.
Bigger and better than ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, dear Tracy, we love you.
Good. Good job.
So the Velocicoaster lockers are going to be downstairs in the Discovery Center. So I guess that means the line is going to kind of go down.
No, what he said was the large ones are currently there and they're going to integrate small lockers into the queue itself.
Which is very weird.
Be separate.
Yeah. So if people have got a lot of crap, you're going to have to go to the Discovery Centre to use the large lockers. But if you've just got a phone and a wallet, then you can just join the line and stick them in, and there'll be a way where you will still have access to that locker on the way in and out.
I wonder if they're like double-sided with the locking thing.
I'm trying to think. There's one at Alton Towers that's the same, and I'm trying to remember what it is.
Isn't that near?
Surely they're going to have some of the big ones too, though, because I can't tell you how many times people think they can fit their crap in the little ones.
Wow.
Well, that's their own fault.
Oh, but can you imagine having waited in the line and then having to leave it to go?
Kind of like a logistics.
Then surely that's the team member. The team member at the entrance's job to look at what they've got and say, "Sorry, sir, madam, or whatever. You're going to have to go to the large lockers which are located over there."
That's possible.
Or listen to this show and you'll know, because we've just told you.
True. That too.
There's got to be signage out the front. There's got to be team members letting people know that small lockers are in. If you want big ones, they're over there. There's got to be a protocol to it.
I hope so, because otherwise it'll be mass chaos and lots of angry people.
But then if you're going to Universal, you know that you can't take most crap on the rides anyway.
You're going
to know that you're going to know that you've got to have some provision for whatever you've got in your pockets.
Well, the problem is, I don't know if it's the problem, but it's a problem, is that over, down the road, you can take your bags on almost every single ride, even Rock and Roller Coaster that goes upside down. You can take your bag with you on the ride.
What?
So, so a lot of people are used to that. And especially if it's their first time coming to Universal, they don't realize that a different system is in place.
I'll be honest, I would never even consider taking a bag on Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yep, every time.
I don't it wouldn't even occur. It wouldn't even occur to me to try it, let alone do it.
Yep.
Wow.
You just put it down. They just ask you to put it down below your feet. If it'll fit the little pocket in front, then you can put it in there. But otherwise, you can just set it down where your feet are. The dynamics of that ride are so incredibly perfect, from what I hear, that you could actually ride on it without any shoulder straps on, and you wouldn't leave your seat.
Oh, well, I volunteer Michelle to try
the one to try
that.
I will not be the one trying that. But they don't make you put away your bags.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's just that Universal's just sticklers for the bag thing. Like they stopped allowing, bags and things on rides and something happened, and then they went complete ban hammer on the entire park. Even the ride Men in Black, where you used to be able to
that's
have
annoying.
your bag, put the thing right in front of you. There's not really any danger of keeping your drawstring bag on you on that ride unless you want to swing it at the other cart.
Look, I've said it before. We go back to when we first visited in 2004, 2005, a typical British tourist with our fanny packs on, and we rode every ride with them on.
Yeah.
Now, nothing.
Yep.
Can't even eat with it on.
Pretty much.
But yes, I think I mentioned to the guys before we started recording that I saw a tweet. I showed it to Tracy of a video that inside, I can't remember who posted it, but Inside Universal retweeted it of the guard tower and the Velocicoaster at night with the searchlight searching the paddock for raptors. It looks awesome.
Can't wait.
I didn't even realise breakfast had gone from the Three Broomsticks.
Well, that's because we haven't
it's been gone for a little while.
That's true. Yeah, I haven't been.
I
think that kind of covers everything, doesn't it? Quite a bit going on for your news. Lots of
That's
little
what I was
things.
thinking.
There's always tons of little things. It's just like nothing worth particularly covering as a separate news item.
Yes. So yeah, as I said, quiet news week. We are going to do something to fill that gap then, I guess. And we're going to cover Universal's recent blog post on the complete guide to Transformers The Ride 3D.
Because why not? Because I love it.
Yeah.
Well, alrighty then.
Might as well.
Let's start with the story. The battle between the Autobots and Decepticons, two factions of an alien robot species called Transformers, has come to Earth, and you've been recruited by the Non-Biological Extraterrestrial Species Treaty, otherwise known as NEST, to help defend mankind. Your objective? Keep the Allspark, a powerful object capable of creating new life, out of the Decepticons' possession. Of course, the mission goes haywire as Decepticons descend on the NEST base and an explosive battle begins.
I'm not being funny, but why do massive robots need to recruit tiny little humans to sit inside a Transformer to protect the Allspark?
Because we're the recruits.
Yeah, but what do? We don't actually do anything. We're just there watching. The 9 people, or however many it is, on that ride affect the story absolutely in no way at all.
It's like the Matrix. They're using us like batteries.
Yes, we do. We do it all.
We don't do anything.
Oh, suspend your disbelief, Lee.
Yes.
Next up, we have the queue, everybody's favorite part of the ride. So as you enter the ride building, you're entering NEST headquarters, where you will receive debriefing on your missions from NEST and the leader of the Autobots, Optimus Prime. Throughout the queue, you'll encounter the Allspark fragment that you're tasked with protecting, as well as other Transformer artifacts and weaponry.
So go on then. I know you're supposed to be hosting at this point, and I'm kind of taking over.
I'm used to it,
again, but as a queue, how do we feel about Transformers?
I actually kind of like it.
I like
I
the
do
queue.
too.
There's moments where it's a bit boring. Sorry, Michelle.
I like all the buttons.
Yeah, and that doesn't surprise me.
Even during COVID, I like all the buttons.
Yeah. I do like the bits where there's parts of forgotten his name.
Oh, the Scorponok's tail.
Yeah, I like that.
Right. So from my point of view, this is a reason why I asked this question, just for put my opinion out there. I find it quite claustrophobic, in fairness. It's incredibly closed in. But other than that...
A little bit, yeah.
Really?
Air conditioned, that should give you a point.
It's super cold. It feels good.
For how much I hate those films, I like the ride a lot. And the worst parts of the only bits that me off about the movies that are in the ride are in the queue. And it's those queue videos that have all the cheesy... That's why I'm not particularly a fan of the queue.
You mean cheesy stuff like in a cheesy movie?
Yeah, but the ride isn't. The ride takes every good thing about those movies and makes the ride about it and leaves out all the rest of it. But the rest of it is in the queue, and that's why I'm not a huge fan of the queue. No, I just don't want to be there at all.
That means all the cheese gets left behind as you get in the ride then.
Okay.
But you know what, honestly...
for that movie to enjoy it.
Yeah, for someone who hasn't watched the movies and doesn't have children who is obsessed with Transformers, I actually needed that boring stuff to understand at all what was going on the ride. So
you've never seen any of them?
I may have seen like part of one. I probably fell asleep during the first one.
Michelle, that's fine. Just that's it. You don't need to see any more.
Yeah, but
if you enjoy films about making jokes about robot testicles, then you're in for a blast. Otherwise, stay clear.
Okay.
There was a couple good ones.
No, there really wasn't.
Bad ones.
No, they were all...
Hang on, are we still talking about robot testicles here?
Terrible. There's a couple of good ones.
I need to watch this robot testicle part.
You really don't.
You really don't.
You piqued my curiosity there.
Yeah, I'll truck nuts. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Oh,
well,
no,
yeah. But not everybody's a Transformers expert, and they need that boring stuff to know what's going on.
I didn't say it was boring. I said it's all the annoying stuff from the movie is in the queue.
Yeah. Or you just get express passes every time you go and just whip right through the queue, and it's great.
There we go, the 1% again.
Just stay at Portofino and get express passes.
There you go. Yes. See, Chris knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay, before this descent. At the ride, immediately after boarding your ride vehicle, which happens to be your Autobot partner Evac, you encounter your first Decepticon stealing the Allspark until Bumblebee intervenes. But you're not in the clear yet.
Ravage.
Decepticons surround you at every turn as Evac attempts to evade the onslaught from Bone Crusher, Starscream, and more. During the struggle, you find yourself in the middle of Optimus Prime battling the evil Megatron. Do you and the Autobots defeat the Decepticons? I'll leave that for you to discover.
Yeah, you do. I've been on it loads of times.
Spoiler! The ride experience is a motion simulation-based one, with a ride vehicle that moves along a track. It's not a roller coaster, and it combines 3D visual and 4D physical effects. The Transformers will appear larger than life with your 3D glasses on, and you'll feel the raging effects of battle around you like strong winds and heat.
So here's a question. Why are physical effects 4D? Because surely real life's 3D, it should be 3D. Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Why is it 4? If you get splashed by water just at home, you wouldn't class it as a 4D effect. You just like, it's life, it's 3D. I don't get it.
Maybe I do.
Oh no, that 4D effect in the bathroom was amazing. I don't understand why it's 4D.
Go and study science before next week.
Yeah, I have to say somebody probably smarter than us figured it out.
No, they just like to add they've called it's a 3D, so the screen's 3D, but we can't call those 3D, so we have to make it bigger. 4D.
Moving right along. So ride details. So the minimum height requirement of 40 inches, or if you're on the other side of the pond, 101.6 centimeters to ride. Universal Express Pass is accepted. You can take your bag on this ride.
Woot.
Wow.
That's especially after we've just been talking about it as well. I thought that's great.
I just knocked them down. Like, hey, you can take it on this one.
Yeah.
Okay. And Child Swap is available upon request.
Awesome.
Question.
I want to swap it for one of those bags in the film vault. What's it called? The supply vault.
Meet the Transformers. Woohoo! Every guest who comes to the parks for vacation should be told that one of the most amazing things you can do is meet the Transformers characters, right, Kenneth? You can meet 3 Transformers daily right next to the ride building, kitty corner from the supply vault store, or as I say it, catty corner. Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots, Bumblebee, spunky Autobot lieutenant, and Megatron, leader of the Decepticons. If they're out, they're amazing, but they don't come out if it's windy.
No.
Yeah. Strongest beings on the planet. A little bit of wind takes them out. So
it sure does.
Still want those interactive ones like they have in Hollywood. It's just not fair.
Oh, I know. They're awesome.
It's so crappy that they don't, and the excuse for it is even crappier.
My Spanish people.
Well, there's more people from foreign countries go to Orlando. I'm like, yeah, no.
Nah, it's a dumb excuse.
The thing is, my argument is literally across the street is Donkey's photo finish, which is exactly the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
But also, what's one of the most spoken languages in the world?
English. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay.
So next up, we have the supply vault. So you'll need to gear up on your nest essentials now that you've been recruited to join the battle. Stop by the supply vault, near the exit of the ride, of course, for all things Transformers merchandise. Deck yourself out in Nest t-shirts, cadet hats, and bags, underwear, socks, toothbrushes.
Do they have socks?
No, they don't have those last few items.
You got me all excited there, and now I'm done.
Or show your support for either Autobots or Decepticons with the themed apparel, car decals, magnets, mugs, and more. We can't talk Transformers without mentioning the toys and collectibles, which they do have some really cool ones in there that are super expensive that I see every time, that no one buys, which for some of us are the same thing.
You see, the thing is, 10-year-old me would have spent a fortune in that shop because I was the biggest Transformers fan as a kid. I would have broke my parents if they'd have taken me to Orlando and that shop existed.
And yet when our kids ask for anything, you're like, no.
Because
you got your own money? No.
Yeah.
Tight ass.
You either die a hero or you see yourself live long enough to become
I still
a
want
villain.
that Decepticon messenger bag. It's awesome, but I just begrudge paying $60 for a bag because it's $60.
And?
It's a lot of money just for a bag.
We have some fun facts. The Orlando ride is the third installation of the Transformers ride at a Universal theme park. The first is at Universal Studios Singapore, and the second is at Universal Studios Hollywood. Now, EVAC, the Transformer Who Is Your Ride vehicle, was created and designed exclusively for the Universal ride. And during the ride, see if you can spot the famous yellow Volkswagen Beetle that was Bumblebee's alter ego in the original comic and TV series.
I didn't know that was in there. That's interesting. I will have to find that next time.
And besides Optimus Prime, Bumblebee and Megatron, there are 13 other Autobots and Decepticons you encounter throughout the ride.
I think I've counted them all, actually.
Oh. Now, when working with big transforming robots, because, you know, we all do it on a daily basis, everything is going to be giant in scale. The ride is no exception, with 34 custom-built screens that tower at heights of over 80 feet tall. That's
pretty big.
Quite tall. Are you ready to keep the Allspark safe? Autobots, roll out.
I love that ride so much.
I really enjoyed that one.
It is a good one.
It took me a little while to warm up to
I
it.
adore it. I think if you go back, the first time we ever rode it with Darren. There was the first time he'd ridden it as well. And we came off and immediately reviewed it, and we were just like absolutely gushing over it. It was awesome. Yeah. Didn't mention the elevator that Michelle apparently has no clue that exists inside that ride, even though I've pointed it out to her.
Nobody
No,
listens
you
to
pointed it out to my daughter. Apparently.
No, you were sat there.
And?
But I wasn't paying attention to you. I was looking at Transformers.
Yes, and it's rude to listen to other people's conversations.
Not when they're in your group, it's not.
Yeah.
It's ruder to not.
Oh, shut up. God.
Look, you two stick together.
I'm
fighting my own battles.
Do? You're wrong.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Just remember who's... No, I'm not going to say that.
Chris is staying quiet. He's a good boy.
Yeah,
all the way back here.
Needs to reconsider his position.
Oh, it's his birthday. He can do what he wants to.
It's not his birthday.
It is.
It's not.
Shh. Speaking
I'm
of
eating
birthdays,
cake, so.
Yeah. Speaking of birthdays, we're going to do some. So yes, yesterday, belated happy birthday for our own lovely Chris. His birthday yesterday. Lee didn't put it in last week.
Well, because he's not in the producers club, and because I don't have the four of us in the producers club list of birthdays, I don't put ours in.
So happy birthday, Chris!
Feliz cumpleaños!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I saw your toilet paper.
Oh, is that where that was?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, I woke up and there was that toilet paper in my house.
It was funny.
Nice. I like it. And we have 4 birthdays. We have on, is that Wednesday? 31st of March. I believe that's Wednesday. Jonathan Jackson's birthday. Happy birthday, Jonathan.
Birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
And then moving into April, on the 7th of April, we have Josh Proksch. Sorry if I've mispronounced that, I probably have. Happy birthday, Josh.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Josh is our news article writer for our blog.
Okay. Now I know. I know first names, not last names, obviously. And then we have Jessica Roussel's birthday on April the 9th. Happy birthday, Jessica!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
And finally, on the 11th of April, we have Kevin Barry's birthday. Happy birthday, Kevin!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Feliz cumpleaños.
There we go.
Yay! Hope you all have great birthdays with lots of cake and lots of fun and memories. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, so while I dream about birthday cake, it's going to be a long time before I get any of that again. We're going to have an ad break.
Have you taken a stroll down Diagon Alley and visited Gringotts Bank? taken a ride through New York with Jimmy Fallon, visited the truffle trees in Zeus Landing, or hung out with a real-life Transformer? No? Then what are you waiting for? At Universal Orlando Resort, there truly is an option for everyone. Or if you're leaning a little more towards pixie dust rather than ones and portions, Disney destinations around the globe await your arrival. No matter the adventure, our sponsors have you covered. Be sure to let the experts at Mouse & Muggle Travel Company take care of all your travel needs. Earning the distinction of being an earmarked agency specializing in Disney destinations, as well as becoming one of the first to be named a U Preferred agency with Universal Parks and Resorts Vacations. Mouse & Muggle Travel Company will ensure you receive top-rate customized service. Just visit mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a non-obligation quote request, or send your request to info@mouseandmuggle.com. Their team can take care of you no matter where in the world you go. With a flick of their wand and a little bit of pixie dust, the process will be so seamless, some might even say it's simply magical.
Welcome back, and I'm now going to hand the reins over, even though they weren't my reins because Lee took them over, to our Rush of Fear member, Michelle, who is going to take us through the first Halloween Horror Nights Nightmares. I don't know why I couldn't say that. Spec maps for this year, so we can actually comment. So take it away, Michelle.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to try and act like we might get over there this year to see Horror Nights 30, but yeah, probably not.
Oh, we're going to all pretend like you guys are coming, because let's just hope. Let's put the good positive vibes out there and say you guys are coming.
Absolutely.
Okay, so when you do get over here, we are first going to experience The Bride of Frankenstein Lives.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
And Chris as well. See, I'm
keeping an open mind.
Yeah.
But
Did you do that one, Chris? Did you get to do any of the houses? The house light?
I did I did Tooth Fairy. Oh, wait, wasn't The Bride of Frankenstein?
Yeah.
The other one they did?
Yep.
Yeah, I did do it then. Yeah, I did both of them.
Oh my God.
I literally didn't even think about that.
This is why you're a host, Chris.
Yeah, it doesn't mean I have to have a good memory.
I'm with you on that one.
Were you even listening to me 2 seconds ago?
No, it was all right.
It was just all right, really?
I mean, it wasn't bad, but if we're talking specifically about it, I mean, yeah, I'll do any of the houses, but it wasn't like mind-blowing or anything like that. I actually like the other one a little bit better.
See, going into this, I think I had Monsters as my number 10 from 2019. So going into this, it doesn't excite me in the slightest. And we watched the walkthrough and it looked all right, but it's not one I'd be like, right, I can't wait to do that.
Bride's not one of my favourites anyway. But
this surprises me about you, Tracy. Thought you liked all the monsters.
I do, but
not the bride.
Not as a main character.
No, okay. It's just, as I say, I'm open-minded because I'm always happy to. I'd rather go in with low expectations, and be proven even slightly wrong than go in with high expectations and come out disappointed.
Okay.
So, but I'm still interested. I'm not saying I'm not.
I agree with what Chris said. It doesn't matter how the house is. We'll go through them multiple times. I went through Stranger Things about 5 times and it was terrible. But
the thing is, they all have moments that you do like.
Back it up.
Oh, you want me to back it up? It was terrible.
No,
killing me.
I know, that's why I said it.
Oh, you're such a jerk. Why are you so mean to me on recordings? Just so everybody knows, he's really sweet to me all the other minutes of the day, except for this time every 2 weeks. Let's just let that be known. So moving on, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I'm trying to remember, we don't know which movie this is based on.
Because we've had a couple of these in the past.
Yeah.
So
I would be, if it was based on either of the two, so the original or the remake, I'd be excited because the original was gruesome as hell.
Oh, yeah.
The remake was actually, and I know a friend of ours who listens to the show, Andy Dejanova, will agree with me that the remake's actually better than the original. What doesn't scream Halloween Horror Nights more than chainsaws? So I would
people being chased by chainsaws scream more.
Yeah,
I would be all over that house.
When's the new one coming out?
This year, I think.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah,
Awesome.
It's just weird.
I haven't seen the movies in forever, but I do like chainsaws, and if you had to pick one thing that means Halloween Horror Nights, it would be chainsaws because they're everywhere.
And Leatherface is a pretty good icon for the event as well. So, I mean, he's not the icon, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's a good character.
Yeah.
And it's pretty guaranteed to be gory, so that's always fun.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. All right, moving right along. We're going to go clockwise around the map. So next up would be Revenge of the Tooth Fairy, which that's the other house that we did for HHN Light or HHN Diet, as Maddie liked to call it. So what do you think about this one coming back?
Yeah, well, we watched the walkthrough of it last year, and it looked really good. Yeah. It looked like
I liked it.
Yeah, it looked like a really good, typical original house from Horror Nights.
Yeah, I just hope that the plexiglass can come down because
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens come September, but I'm
not sure it will this year.
They did it from what I remember, they did a pretty good job at like not letting it be such a distraction.
Yeah.
When you were going through there, obviously when you see some of these plexiglass things in advance, you're like, oh, there's a scare or a pop there. Even though I think at one point they were like using that to their advantage, because then if they're like multiple plexiglasses, you don't know which one it's coming out of.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can be used properly if they have to do it that way, which I think they already know that. But I enjoyed this one, and I'm okay to see it come back.
We watched the video, and I say we both commented that we didn't think the plexiglass made that much of a difference. Obviously, it's completely different watching a walkthrough video as it is actually doing it. And I know when we spoke to Charles Gray that I think obviously he's going to because he was the one that helped create the house, but he said he was surprised at how much it didn't affect the house as well. Obviously, he'd rather than not be there, but I like that it's kind of taken that sort of, it's not really a fairy tale, but, kind of that mythological tooth fairy thing and done something original with it, which, I'm all about the originals at Horror Nights, and it did look amazing.
Yeah, I think the concept is a cool one, so I'm happy that I get to see it.
Yeah.
Yep. And then right next door, we've got HHN Icons Captured. Now, this one is something that I think is going to be awesome. And I would, if it comes to fruition, I really think I will like this house a lot.
I will categorically say right here, right now, if we don't get there this year, this is the house I am going to cry about not getting through so much.
Mm-hmm. Icons.
What icons do you think that you might see?
I'll be honest, I think they'll probably do everything. I don't think there'll be much. Jack, the caretaker, the usher, storyteller, director. I think you'll even go, I know you guys kind of speculated on it. I think you potentially see Eddie, Chance, Cindy, Lady Luck potentially.
Yeah.
Death from Horror Nights 20. I know you said Bloody Mary was like a weird one licensing wise, so possibly not. It says HHN Icons. I was going to maybe say you might see Freddy or Jason at them there, but no, it does specifically say Horror Nights Icons. Potentially the Terror Queen as well.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then she may turn up somewhere else.
Correct.
But this
one's
house,
going to be awesome.
Yeah, this is the one I will cry over not getting to go through.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see all the icons.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
I love me an icon for Horror Nights, and obviously they haven't done them in years. So it's going to just be awesome seeing, especially Jack.
Yeah.
That's it.
And Chance doing it. Just them alone. Honestly, I would be perfectly fine with.
You look how much the icons were a part of 25. I mean, that icon alley in Hollywood was amazing.
Oh, I love that
it
so
was
much.
Amazing. And then put that in a house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
it's going to be like an icon rat run.
It's just going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And for me, 25 was my first year, and I just went for one night. And so I didn't, we had Express Pass, but you can't do it all. And you can't just stand and watch all of the scare zones and everything in one night like that. So I missed a lot. And so like this house, I'm really excited to see some of these icons that I've never really experienced before. So
we were really lucky that year because I think the night we saw all the set pieces in Icon Alley, we were with a friend of ours who was a scare actor, Jessie, and she was like, oh, they're just about, and they literally did one after the other.
Yeah,
we didn't even know they did them.
We actually just sidestepped to the next one.
And she was just like, oh, they're just starting now. Right, here we go. And we just watched one after the other, after the other, after the other. And it's
so good.
Awesome.
So good.
So good. So that is one of my favourite memories.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Man.
All right. So in the back of the park next to Men in Black, we will come to Welcome to Scary, Horror in the Heartland.
Wasn't this one that was originally for last year?
I think
it was going to be the full
most
thing.
of these were the last year, but yeah.
It's Carey, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is another one I think that we'll see a lot of historical HHN stuff because of how often Carey has popped up through the years.
Yeah, this will be another one that's like... There's 3 houses out of all of these on this list that I am just like... if I don't get to see them, and with Icons, and then this one.
Yeah, this one excites
just
me.
Anything that is based around Horror Nights, like they do, like Revenge of the Tooth Fairy is just an original house, but any house they do that's based on Horror Nights, just amazing.
Well, we even on the Rush of Fear, we were talking about this house in particular, and it was mentioned that it's possible that even some of the scenes from the name just Slaughter Cinema might actually pop up in this house because that cinema was in Carey. Okay. So when that was mentioned, we were all like, oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
See, that is one of the houses that we haven't got to see that I am so gutted we missed.
Slaughter Cinema?
Yeah.
What year was that?
28?
Yeah.
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 Yep. That was a good one.
That was a real good one.
Absolutely devastating.
Not to rub it in, but you missed a phenomenal
Thank you,
house.
I appreciate it.
Not to rub it in.
Blake, if you're listening, bring it back, please. We need it. Not this year, next year.
Yeah. I'll bring you an extra bag of goodies out.
Do Slaughter Cinema 2, the sequel.
Yeah.
The sequel. That's a good one.
Yeti Part 2.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, please.
Don't tease me, Chris.
Do you know what? I would give anything just to walk through that one more time.
Oh, no. And that's the thing. This is the thing that kills me about Horror Nights, that you've done that house and you will never, ever see it again.
Which is awesome, but sucks.
All right. Well, going over to another original. The next one that is proposed is called The Wicked Growth, Realm of the Pumpkin.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I have no idea what this could be. Obviously, something to do with pumpkins.
And growth.
Pumpkin patch?
This screams Scarecrow the Reaping from a couple of years ago, which is another one that I was devastated I never got to see.
Yeah, that was a good one too. But instead with like the pumpkin heads, pumpkin head characters, Yeah,
because wasn't like I think 2017, like the main logo for that one was that pumpkin that melted, right?
Yep.
Yes, it was.
Maybe they're considering him an icon.
Maybe.
Yeah, or going based off of that. That'd be cool.
It isn't one of my top 3, but I think it's if we were doing hype list, that'd be my number 4.
Okay. This one would be your number 4, really?
Wicked Growth, yeah.
Okay.
I told you I'm all about the originals.
That's the thing with the originals, you never know. I mean, if you would have asked like where you would rank Yeti before even going to the event.
Right.
Did you rank him highly?
I'm trying to think when we did that, because we did it with Julie, didn't we? I think I had it I think the more we talked about it, the further up my list it went.
Yeah,
I think for both of us it started about mid-table, didn't it?
So I think I had it at like 5 or 6. And I think by the time we finished talking and did our actual hype list, I think I had it at about 3 or 4. And it was all dependent on whether they managed to get the temperature right.
Yes, I remember you saying that. That is exactly it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this next one I think sounds awesome. Puppet Theater, Captive Audience. Now, this one is a for sure thing because Mike Aiello actually did a quick YouTube video about this for Universal back in the summer. Or no, it was, when was that?
It was fall? Just after Horror Nights
October.
Last year, yeah.
Yeah, so last year.
Doesn't seem that long
ago. Yeah, it still hasn't been officially announced though as part of this event. But I mean, why would they do a whole video on it? And
they
say,
actually said,
look forward to it.
If you watch that video, Mike says, I think it's at the very beginning or at the end, that this house will be part of Halloween Horror Nights 2021.
Yeah, but if you go to the HHN website right now, it's not on
it
there.
hasn't officially. Because they haven't done an official announcement for it yet.
Yep, exactly. So we know it's coming, and it's an awesome concept because puppets are scary as hell.
Yeah, that's what worries me.
This is my number 3.
This could be This could be the one that actually does get me.
Chris, did you watch that video?
I saw a very quick snippet of it.
Oh, it looks
so
amazing.
Yes, going through there, it looks pretty cool.
It does, and the whole premise is of like the troops start killing all of the patrons. They're trapped in this theater, and so actually the puppets, like the further into it you get, the puppets start becoming actually made of human body parts.
Oh my god,
yeah,
that's amazing.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that sounds like some good old fashioned Horror Nights.
Yeah,
fun.
absolutely. It sounds amazing.
Yeah. I'm up for actually getting scared. So.
Yeah. Me and Tracy are pretty dead inside.
Yeah.
Look, I'm me too. I'm just as bad.
Yeah.
Not me. I can't. I can't join that bandwagon. Sorry, guys.
I love staying. Honestly, one of my favorite people till this day is walking right behind Robin. The way they scare her and her reactions are phenomenal. Like she literally almost fell on the floor. I think she did inside of the Killer Clown's house.
What? Like, she fell on the floor on that one?
I'm thinking she almost like when we were. I remember walking towards the end when you're in the like the cotton candy room, and they're kind of jumping out. Like it wasn't even like a crazy scare either, but they were still getting her so good, and I'm just there dying of laughter because she's like yelling her brains out at people.
I'm jealous of it. I wish I got those scares. I told you, we walked straight into Yeti, the first house I did with Michelle, and she screamed an expletive in my ear that nearly burst my eardrum. I was like, oh, okay, then that's the way we're going, is it?
Yep.
Wow.
I tried to warn you. I guess you thought I was under-exaggerating.
Just a little.
All right. Let's see what you guys think about this next possibility. So over next to E.T. and Barney, actually replacing Barney, we have The Haunting of Hill House.
I'm excited for this one.
Quite open to this one.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be good. The show was amazing.
I'm assuming it's going on the film, on the TV show and not the book.
Yeah, it'll be a Netflix thing.
Yeah. Which is a shame because I haven't actually read all of the book. But for summer uni, I had to read part of it, and the book is way scarier than the TV show. So go and read that. That would have been even better.
The TV show scared the shit out of me.
Really?
The thing is,
oh yeah,
the way
I haven't been able to finish watching it yet.
Really?
But like the weird thing scared me. Like one of the things I remember from that series that scared me the most was the tall guy with the hat.
Yes.
I forgot his name.
I can't remember.
But just hearing that thumping sound and not even seeing him and just seeing the feet under the door, like that's the scares that I love in horror movies. Not the pop out stuff, like the things that actually like are creepy in nature. And then that just kind of, that's what I enjoy. I don't know how well like that show will translate to a Horror Nights house, but I'm optimistic about it.
I'll be honest, that TV show bored me silly.
Really?
If it was based on The Haunting of Bly Manor, on the other hand, I would be all over it. Because I thought that was way better and way scarier. The Haunting of Hill House just bored
next
me.
Year.
Yeah.
However,
what's the second one they came out with?
The Haunting of Bly Manor.
Was that out already or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you not seen it? Because it's so much better. Yeah, it was last year.
No, I know it was not like Alexa mentioned it to me because it's on our list to watch, but I don't watch that
I think
much
it's
TV.
so much.
Oh, it was really good.
So much better than the first one.
The thing about Hill House, though, is for me, I'm going in because I'm really intrigued by it because I can see potential in it. But for me, because I didn't find it particularly scary, I'm just really intrigued as to work out what they're going to use to make it work. So I'm quite interested in this. I'm quite looking forward to it.
I think this would be towards the bottom of my hype list, like quite down near the bottom.
Probably middle of mine.
I think it'd possibly be 9. Sorry.
What, out of 8?
No, 10.
Obviously.
Getting back on track here. So we have the one that we know for absolute sure is coming back, Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Which is the one that's going to kill me if I don't get
want
to
see it, but I'm not that bothered, honestly.
Really?
I'm excited about this one. I think it's going to be a
sorry.
fun one.
I'd like to see it, but if I don't, I'm not going to be like,
hang on.
bummed.
I need to ask a very important question here. The movie.
It's all right. It's all right.
What?
It's all right.
Swear to God, divorce is imminent. Beetlejuice. Talk to me about Beetlejuice. The ghost with the most.
It's a funny house. We have to have something lighthearted in every year, and this is it. And it's a good one.
Oh, so good.
It's it. Look, I get it.
I'm so excited.
Devastated.
I like the character, but I wouldn't be that bothered if I don't get to see it.
I'm so bothered.
Okay, well, how do you feel about Creepshow then? Because that's up next.
It's not Beetlejuice.
See, Tracy and I talked about this, and I'll be honest, I have no idea what Creepshow is really. I know it's like an anthology thing. I know it's kind of like Tales from the Crypt, but that's as much as I know about it.
I get them both confused. Wasn't this the one that was all clips?
I don't know. It's
I don't remember.
Twilight Zone. It's like a horror Twilight Zone thing, but I know I haven't seen it.
Yeah, so the movie has
tales.
Yeah, the movie has 5. It was based on 5 tales, but apparently there's also a series, a TV series.
Yes.
So on this spec map, there is a house devoted to this as well as a scare zone. So the crew at Rush of Fear was talking about maybe one being based on the movies and one being based on the series.
By the way, I love the term trick or treatment.
No.
Wasn't that great? Yeah.
Yes.
I like that. Yeah. So can I Creepshow, just get it straight in my head. Creepshow is basically Goosebumps, but for adults.
Basically.
Pretty much.
Oh, right. Well, I need to check that out then. I love Goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's based on comics. For comics, so it could be a fun one too.
Just throwing that out there, though. Goosebumps in the future would actually be quite good.
Possibly.
Yeah?
Because some scary shit goes on in those books.
Chris, have you seen Creepshow at all? Any part of it?
I'll be honest with you, no. I just looked it up right now, and it definitely looks like something I would just sit down and watch, because 80s horror with comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Sign me up.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
So overall, what do you guys think of this potential lineup?
I think it looks quite well-rounded, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's got potential.
It's not a bad lineup, but and this is just me, it's not a 30 lineup.
I think the thing that lets it down
That's because it's 31.
I think the thing me that lets it down from being like, look, for me, the top 4 houses are Icons, Scary, Wicked Growth, and Puppet Theatre, the originals. They're the ones that they're the ones I want to see. And then you've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Haunting a Hill House, Beetlejuice, Creepshow, Bride of Frankenstein, right?
This may be my last show. Or maybe a Widow. Either works.
If this map is real, the interesting thing is I think it's been a very long time since they've done a 50-50 split of IPs and originals.
Yeah.
A very long time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels like it's lacking, though. Like,
do you think that's because some of them, there's 3 houses on there that aren't technically new?
Yeah, that could be part of it. Yeah. And also, I'm a little bummed that we don't have, obviously this isn't like an official spec map, but it's pretty close to it.
It will
anything
be.
Else. But,
yeah,
the whole rumored that there was going to be a Candyman for the new film coming out.
True.
And I'm kind of bummed that they're not doing that. I think that would have been a really cool one, especially, even after the Get Out.
Yes.
Right? No. Us. Yeah. That one was a pretty enjoyable house. And I think Candyman would be even creepier.
I agree.
For me,
but I would like original Candyman.
I'm kind of bummed, even though I have no idea what it would have been. or whether it would be remotely scary at all. But the fact that the Billie Eilish house that was rumored for, rumored, from what I've heard, it was half built.
I'm assuming it's licensing this year then.
Yeah, that wasn't there. Just because I like Billie Eilish, it would have been something I couldn't have necessarily gone, I'm really looking forward to it. It's high on my hype list, but I'd be like, I'm intrigued by it.
I think it would have been high on my hype list, actually.
I don't care for her music at all, but I would be intrigued to go see this house just because.
So I like a music, but I like her as well.
That creepy vibe that she gives off and make that into a house.
Yeah, it could have been interesting.
Well,
I'm kind of glad it's not, though, because that would bring in that, sorry guys, but that obnoxious teenage crowd that.
Yeah, leave it up.
It's so fun. To be in line with them.
Obnoxious adults.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're saying.
Not that I care that when teenagers are there, but I don't like when they're there in hordes without parental supervision, which is what we would have if there were a Billie Eilish house.
Yeah. I'm also very, very upset. I understand, but I'm very upset that the Fear Factor Stadium is a U-Rest area.
Yeah.
I know.
Again, this is still what you've got to look at, though, Chris. Is this is a map, obviously now. So who knows what things are going to be like in September?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a perfect opportunity to use that for and I know you're not a big fan of it, but a reunion tour.
Yeah.
For Bill and Ted. They came out with a new movie. It's 30 years.
Well, maybe they will.
They could really do that because there was
so
much pop culture that has happened in the last 2 years that could definitely be, made into an amazing show.
Yep. And we mentioned the possibility of them moving the U-Rest area over to the animal actors.
Yeah.
Stage.
I think if they were going to do that, though, something would have spilled out because there would have been casting, and people can't keep the gob shut.
I can't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't expect it.
They do need another show.
I agree, though. It would be cool because of all the anniversaries and stuff like that.
I would have killed for another Academy show, but obviously that's not going to happen.
Yes, I think it's very interesting that's not on the map. I think we all kind of know with everything that went on that we aren't going to see them there again.
No. Even after separating, personalities from the entity Academy of Villains.
Yeah.
I don't think, even with that, I don't think we'll get to see that. But it's very, very, sad because last year was...
That was phenomenal.
Not last year. Whatever. Yeah. 2020 doesn't exist. Last year.
Yeah, I would say last year. Yeah, it was phenomenal.
It was such a good show.
It really was.
It was so good.
It really was.
It must have been good because Lee liked it. And Lee doesn't like anything, do you, Lee?
They really because the first year they did it inside of that Fear Factor Stadium. It was meh. It wasn't great. Felt kind of like a mismatch of different things. And I think they finally started getting in tune and kind of fine crafting that stadium. So I could only imagine what they would have done this year.
Yeah.
Yep. But we will see a fountain show, I think. That is on the map. And we all know it's going to be awesome because Marathon of Mayhem was... there are no words for how incredible that was.
Look,
so
hands down best Lagoon show at Universal, hands down best nighttime show I have seen in a theme park ever. Period.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that the Lagoon show is just it's a guaranteed thing.
Yeah.
That it just makes sense.
It
Agreed.
was just amazing.
Yeah. For me, it was one of those things where it was like, if anybody came near me, in my head, I'm going, don't you dare speak to me. I am busy.
It's funny. I'll be honest.
I'm a talker.
Tell you about the drop instead of a transformer in the elevator.
I have listened to the Marathon of Mayhem show 3 times in the last 2 days, actually, and it's still so good.
Yeah.
I can listen to it now without tearing up, which is nice. Because I couldn't get through the Stranger Things music without... Literally, the first time I listened to that music... coming back from the weekend, I'm sat at work, working, music comes on, Stranger Things theme kicks in, and I'm literally eyeballs full of... where the hell has that come from?
You're surprised?
I am with Stranger Things, because I like it, but I'm not... It's why it was that music that got me.
Because it's taking you back emotionally.
Because it made you miss me, because that's my favorite part. You can say it, Lee. You can be nice to me on this show, you know.
No.
We're still recording. No, Lee. Not allowed.
Actually, you might want to check that. I'm kidding him. Oh, his face.
Oh, the batteries have gone down to 1.
We better get there because I'm already planning my outfit.
I'm torn at the moment because I really want to go, but I still don't know whether travel's going to be comfortable for us this year.
Can't see it happening, but I would like.
And it's not going to be a case of whether we can come over, because I think we will. I think it's the hassle that's going to be doing it that's going to be the killer.
Yeah, and returning, because if we may still have to quarantine. Right. Well, I think we've had a good chin wag about that.
Most people aren't going to hear the last 10 minutes of this conversation because it's not really relevant, but we put the world to right.
Yeah.
I hope we get over. I'm not overly convinced.
If not, we will find a way to celebrate it.
It's
we'll live vicariously.
There are things about it I'm
else.
not bothered if I miss, and then there are other things where I literally may slip my wrists if I miss.
Wow.
I'll open up a Zoom call.
That would be
awesome. Oh my God!
I'll be living vicariously through our Horror Nights team. Put it that way.
Put a little head cam on.
That would be cool.
Awesome. Yes. Okay, so we have our live anniversary recording next Monday. Come on, Lee, you know all the details.
It's Michelle setting up. You should be talking to her. It will be on April 5th. At 5 p.m. EST. There is an event on the Facebook page. Mm-hmm. Ignore the time that it's set up because I can't work out what Facebook event times is. So it is at 10 o'clock GMT, which is 5 p.m. EST. It will be a live video. Michelle is setting up a Zoom. We will be going out live with video and audio, and it will just be on the main Facebook page.
Yes, and I may have a drink, so I may be even crazier.
And for anybody who isn't watching the live video, I'm actually going to push the date of the podcast release back a day.
Okay.
Because A, I feel like I might have a lot of editing to do. And B, I thought, why not release it on our actual anniversary? So it'll be coming out on April 7th.
You're going to edit a live show?
Yes.
Okay.
The live show will be live. The actual show that goes out
we still have structure.
Will be edited. Yes, it still has structure.
So we still have to behave?
Yes.
Just remember the live part, because it's going to be mommy and daddy fighting. So keep your children maybe not listening live.
And he's talking about Chris and Michelle, not me and Tracy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay then. Be there because it's going to be fun. Well, if you can.
I'm crap myself because, like I say, I'm the one that's got to keep it ticking over, and there's a lot of moving parts in that episode.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Go with the flow.
Family.
Yeah, it's all good. Okay, so consider there's no news. I think we've done a fairly good show. I've enjoyed it.
You won't get to listen to this, but we're currently an hour and 20 minutes.
So we are going to end the show with another listener-submitted Universal Is. And this one comes from Tommy Knuckles. So all you have to do if you want to be involved is drop us an email to podcast@uuopodcast.com or send it via Facebook, Instagram or Twitter. Pigeons are dead, apparently. What you think Universal is in 3 words or less. And Tommy says, Universal is needing more Ghostbusters. See you next week for the live one.
Guess that wraps things up for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. You guys did all right. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Listen and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or anywhere podcasts are found. You can find our blog at UUOpodcast.com. Send us your spews, which Lou gets your poo recordings, questions, or comments to podcast@UUOpodcast.com. Check out our friends, the Theme Park Duo, and our awesome sponsors, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company. So, until next time, don't give up your day job. Say cheese. See you later.